So you mentioned a 6-step sales process earlier. We talked about this, the sales story, 6-step sales process, software to validate it. What is that 6-step sales process, if you want to go into that a little bit?
Yeah. So, we break the sales story into 6 steps, Cody. And the first step is all about connecting, right? And during the fact finder, we've come up with what we call the 4 questions. And I always tell advisors this. This is the most important part of the whole process. I always tell advisors, if you have a client, and we've all had those clients that like you have a meeting or two and then all of a sudden they don't return your phone call. And then I say, let me ask you this. Do you know the answer to the 4 questions? And what are the 4 questions? Number 1, what is the client's concern? What is their fear? What do they want to get out of a discussion with a financial professional? So that's number 1.
What is up? Welcome back to the CA Power Player Podcast. I'm your host, Cody Askins, and today's special guest, oh my gosh, dude, this dude is hanging out with some of the biggest players in the industry and doing amazing things at helping agents revolutionize their sales and marketing with their business. He owns the Institute of Financial Wellness and helps agents absolutely start to dominate their practice, agents and advisors. So please welcome Erik Sussman.
Hey, Cody, how are you?
I am great, man. Thanks for jumping on. Appreciate your time.
Absolutely.
Also, I do want to mention, before we get started, I've loved getting to know you. We're going to be hanging out a bunch the next few months. We're actually doing 3 different events together, to where there's a link below. For everybody that's watching over these next several months, there's a link below where you can actually join Erik and I on some private group training webinars you can actually register for and be a part of over these next few months. Why should they register below for these webinars we got coming up, and what can they expect to learn?
So, the bottom line with the IFW, the Institute of Financial Wellness, is all about is just helping advisors and agents across the country take their practice to the next level. So you and I are going to be talking and coaching them on that 6-step sales process that has really helped so many advisors double, if not even triple, their closing ratio and really take their practice to the next level. We do a lot of different things at the Institute of Financial Wellness to help advisors grow their practices, but the 6-step sales process and our software program and sales story is really a phenomenal way to position. And we're really focused a lot on the retirement distribution market. So it shows advisors and agents all across America how to really look, using Monte Carlo simulation, by the way, at retirement distribution planning and make their clients' decision-making process really, really easy. One of the reasons it's so easy, Cody, is because it's so simple. So, we run this score, and it's either like, hey, do you want a 65% success score, or do you want a 95% success score? What would you rather have? And it's like so obvious and so apparent that the client should choose the 95% instead of the 65%. And really it comes down to their portfolio having an annuity inside of it. And that is what makes their portfolio so efficient.
It's awesome. Yeah, I can tell you all. Yeah, I am too, man. I can tell everybody watching, and we're about to jump into your story and what you do really well. Like this cat that you're looking at, man, this Erik Sussman cat, man, he is impressive. He's brilliant. He's borderline a genius. Okay. Maybe he's related to Albert Einstein. I'm not sure, but I can tell you this. I've seen behind the curtain and of what you're going to see in these webinars, and it's really freaking impressive. It really, really is. Okay. So if you're out there, you're like, man, dude, I would love to hang out with you guys, man, and keep learning and keep, leveling up my practice. Links in the description below. We're going to do 3 different webinars next few months. We're going to hang out. You'd mentioned before we get to like Monte Carlo simulation and all this other stuff, man, that is really impressive. How did you get, what's your story? How did you get to where you are today and end up doing all this special stuff for agents and advisors?
Sure. So, Cody, I've been in the financial services business now for like 28 years. So it's been a while. I remember being like you started right out of college, or I think you were even in college. Yeah. I started right out of college, and I was always the young guy on the street, and now I'm the old guy. But, 28 years ago, I started out as a sales professional selling insurance. And over the years, I grew into management capabilities. And my role became to recruit, train, and develop advisors. And then eventually I had my own agency in South Florida. And what I learned and what I know to be 100% true is that the best way that you can help an advisor grow their practice is twofold. Number one, they need to be able to meet people on a favorable basis. So how can I introduce my advisors at the time to other consumers that are looking for ways to solve the problems that they have? So that's critical. We all know that. I know you have so many programs that help agents. We do as well. And the second thing that I believe is once you are introduced to this consumer or this person on a favorable basis, what is a systematic approach to showing them how you can solve their problem, right? So we at the IFW have created things that solve both of those problems. And I left the corporate world about 4 years ago to start the Institute of Financial Wellness because I was very restricted in to be able to help advisors on the mission of what I wanted to do, which was, again, all going back to help advisors grow their practices by showing them ways to get introduced on a favorable basis to consumers and to have a repeatable process to help people solve their problems.
Absolutely. I think one of my favorite things you said about that was like a systematic process. Like so many agents and advisors are just winging it and they don't have something they're following every single time. And I can tell you what Erik's going to show you in these webinars coming up we're doing together is a process you can 100% follow. And when you mention like double and triple and closing rates, like people, and it's too, because you're repeating something that's working for a lot of other people, right? Which is great. But also even more importantly than that, like you've got a way to, it makes you look like more of an expert. You know, you're delivering more information and data, which, yeah, I'm not saying that's everything, but like people care about, especially certain personalities care about it even more. And so you're doing it in a very process-driven way, so you can do it the same every single time and get predictable results, which is cool. What is Monte Carlo simulation? I know we'll get deeper in the webinars, but like that's a buzzword that people are like, what is that, man?
Yeah. So the software that we developed is powered by a technology, but it's a mathematical formula. It's a statistical modeling technique that takes things that are very random and makes them predictable. As a matter of fact, Cody, NASA uses Monte Carlo simulation to launch spaceships. Talk about having to be precise. Yeah. Engineers use it to build bridges and tunnels. Like that has to be accurate. And where it got its name from, Cody, is the casino in Monte Carlo. Casinos use it to make sure that they always win. And we know casinos are pretty good at winning, right?
True.
So the slot machines that they have, the roulette tables that they have, those are all powered by Monte Carlo simulation, a mathematical formula that runs thousands of scenarios to show you your probability of success. And what we use it for in our sales system and software is for people to be able to get a Monte Carlo retirement success score. And the higher the score, the better. So what we're doing is basically showing people how adding annuities and insurance into the client's portfolio improves their score. And we're taking people from 50 and 60% success scores to 95 and 100% success scores by utilizing these annuity and insurance products.
I love it. So what you're really doing in essence is like, this is the new motto, okay, for Erik and IFW, is that you are helping advisors become the house. Like a casino where the house always wins.
I love it. Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
Good, buddy. That's
and
cool.
we're helping. Yeah, I love it. And we're also helping the clients, right, know that they're like joining the advisor be the house, right? Yeah. So it's like the advisor, and take it a step further, the advisor and the consumer, the client, they become the house, right? They always win, and I don't know who the other party is that loses, but who cares, right?
That's right, man. That's right. Yes, as long as we win and the client is put in a better place, it's like, dude, it's a huge win-win. It's awesome. It's special. So what brought you to the point where you start diving into things like this and like building something to help agents and advisors?
It's Cody. It has always been my passion. I literally, and I think you're the same way. I literally get joy out of seeing other people succeed. And if my company and in turn myself can succeed by helping others succeed, that's like the ultimate driving force for me. So I love helping other people succeed. While I'm helping them succeed, I'm succeeding. So that's just my passion, and it gets me excited.
I would also love for you to share too, your like story and journey of going from where you started to wanting to help advisors with their processes and systems and those type of things.
So it really all came. I've read, probably like you, I've read so many sales books. I've learned from so many role models. And I really found the key elements of what makes an amazing sales presentation. And we built that into this sales story, and we built software to validate the sales story. I think what a lot of places do is they come up with this software and it's built in an ivory tower somewhere, and it doesn't really solve the problem of the client, and it doesn't make it easy to use and easy to understand for the advisor. So I think we've done a really good job at building the story first with knowledge and expertise from lots of people, building the story first, then building a software to validate the story. And that's the difference between building software first and then trying to make a story out of it versus having a story and then finding a software that can solve the problem and help.
Yeah, that's good. Stories are so valuable in sales too, man. So I like the way that you're going about that. It's good. So you mentioned a 6-step sales process earlier. We talked about this, the sales story, 6-step sales process, software to validate it. What is that 6-step sales process, if you want to go into that a little bit?
Yeah. So, we break the sales story into 6 steps, Cody. And the first step is all about connecting, right? And during the fact finder, we've come up with what we call the 4 questions. And I always tell advisors this is the most important part of the whole process. I always tell advisors, if you have a client, and we've all had those clients that like you have a meeting or two and then all of a sudden they don't return your phone call. And then I say, let me ask you this. Do you know the answer to the 4 questions? And what are the 4 questions? Number 1, what is the client's concern? What is their fear? What do they want to get out of a discussion with a financial professional? So that's number 1. If you don't know what the client's fears and concerns are, that's a problem for you as the advisor. Number 2, you want to know that if money wasn't an issue for this client, what would they do with their time, right? So you can start helping them dream, helping them see their dreams. So number 1, fears and concerns. Number 2, their goals and aspirations. Number 3, we have to know what financial role models they have in their life, positive or negative, because we're going to try to get them envisioning themselves being like that financial role model or avoiding being like the financial person that they don't want to be like. And the last question is, who helps them make financial decisions, right? How many of us have gone through a sales presentation, we're 2 or 3 meetings in, the client's time to make the decision, and they say, well, let me check with my brother-in-law that is an agent at State Farm, right? I mean, who wants to hear that? So what we want to do is up front, we want to eliminate that objection. That's what the 4 questions are all about. And what I tell advisors all across America is you've got to be able to answer those 4 questions. If you can't answer those 4 questions, you don't really know how you can help the client.
Yes.
Step number 2. Yeah. So step number 2 is about what we call setting the stage. You're presenting some obstacles, and we talk about how taxes have been really low and debt in our country is really high. And what direction do people think taxes are going? Everybody says up. So we present taxes as an obstacle, and we talk about the fact that they may want to consider ways of paying taxes on the seed as opposed to the harvest, right? Paying taxes now instead of later. Additionally, and a big one is sequence of returns risk. Most advisors know what that is. If you're an advisor out there and you don't know what it is, you really want to learn this, because sequence of returns risk is a great way to help you position annuities, because it protects the distribution phase from going down. The way I always like to say it is, if you're in stocks and bonds alone and they go down, well, you're going to be forced to sell things that are down. But if you have an annuity and stocks and bonds, and the stocks and bonds go down, you can use money from the annuity to wait until this money comes back. So step 2 is about presenting those obstacles. Step 3 is about verifying and making sure you demonstrate that you're the type of advisor that crosses their T's and dots their I's. Step 4 of the sales process is it's all about showing them where their current situation is and discussing with them how Monte Carlo simulation works, because we want to have credibility to the software. So we're establishing credibility with the software. Step 5 shows them the before and the after. So now step 4, we showed them where they stand. Step 5 is when we use the annuity, when we use the insurance, when we make an adjustment with the Roth IRA conversion, how can we take their score from, is it 60% to 90%, 65 to 95, 50 to 100 for that matter? We want to show them in step number 5 how we can improve their situation. And then step 6 is really my favorite. That's when they take, you get the prospective client to take action and convert to being a prospect to a client. And what we are big believers in at the Institute of Financial Wellness, nobody likes to be told what to do. As kids, we resist that. As adults, we resist it even more. Nobody likes to be told what they should do. So what we do is we make such an amazing case that it makes it such a no-brainer. And then we say to the client, what would you like the next steps to be? Simple as that. And 7 or 8 times out of 10, they start pointing to the bigger circle with the bigger percentage likelihood of success. And when they do that, you're pretty much kicking the can down the road, or I always say moving the ball downfield. By the time we're in step number 5, we're inside the 20-yard line. And by the time we're on step number 6, we're like, we should be inside the 5-yard line, and it's like first and goal.
That's good. That's so good. I appreciate you laying those out. And it was connect. What was the second one? What was the second one again?
Set the stage.
Set the stage. Okay. Got it. So it was like connect, set, verify, show, improve, and convert.
That's right.
Let's go. That's so good, man. That's cool. Dude, everything's a system with you.
Yes. We're very systematized. And the reason that we are is, based on my background, to make something transferable and usable by a lot of other people, you need a system. So systematizing it, giving people a track to run on has proven to have worked very, very well for us over the years.
Amen to that. Gosh, well, I know you guys are listening. You're gonna be like, dude, I want to be on these webinars and virtual events. If this is free in YouTube, I can't imagine what's also in the free webinar as well. Like, this is incredible. And you're gonna go for a lot longer than 20, 30 minutes. So again, if you want to spend more time with us, click the link in the description below so that you can be a part of everything we're doing the next few months, as Erik and I are going to start teaching on financial wellness together, man. I love that.
Cody, what I think that all of our viewers and your viewers are going to get out of this is that, like, so many of them want to take their practice to the next level. And I think with what we've built with the Institute of Financial Wellness and the ability to transition into like more retirement distribution planning for some of your listeners that aren't there yet. I know a lot of them are already there, but for those that aren't there and they're not doing retirement distribution planning with annuities and insurance in the 55 to 75-year-old age group, I mean, what an opportunity to use this 6-step sales process to transition and take your practice to the next level. We have advisors. I mean, one of our advisors, I love telling a good story. His name's Richard. And Richard, his first 3 months in our program, he was an existing advisor. He was doing business, but he did $1 million per month for 3 months in a row. That's $3 million of annuities. That's about $200,000 of commissions over a 3-month period. And this isn't me talking. This is him speaking. He'll tell you that the IFW Retirement Roadmap 6-step sales story is absolutely like 80% to 90% of the reason why he was able to take his practice to that next level.
That's incredible. Oh my gosh, dude, man. Well, if they want to continue to learn more about you and the Institute of Financial Wellness, obviously they can click the link in the description and join us in some of the webinars we're doing. Should they go anywhere else to like learn or research or check anything out before the webinar?
Sure. I mean, they could go to www.ifwretirementroadmap.com and you'll see some of our tools and resources and things like that. We also have a consumer site at www.the-ifw.com. That's our consumer-facing website, which is where we educate clients, prospective clients. So those are 2 areas. We do, you and I are going to be doing a great few webinars together, starting the next one on September 20th. And then I think we have the dates for October, November already. But we also do a webinar every week. But, you check out, get registered on our newsletter. You can do that at the ifwretirementroadmap.com website. And look, all we want to do is help advisors grow their practice. We wake up every single day, every single morning, and all we're committed to doing is helping take advisors to the next level. And what's awesome about the Institute of Financial Wellness is that depending on the level that people are at, we're really able to take them to that next level. So if you're, 2 or 3 years in the business, we can help you. We have advisors that are 30 years in the business, and we're helping them grow and take their practice to the next level as well.
Amazing. This is so valuable. I'm excited for these webinars, especially September 20th and October and November. Erik, thank you for coming on the podcast and sharing your story with us today. I really appreciate you, buddy.
Oh, absolutely. It's been such a delight to be here, Cody, and I'm looking forward to us continuing our friendship and our relationship and helping a lot of advisors take their practice to the next level, right?
Hey, man, that's right. Ladies and gentlemen, Erik Sussman, I appreciate him being here. Also, thank you for listening, hanging out on our Power Player podcast, man. Check out Erik Sussman and the Institute of Financial Wellness, everything they're doing. You can click the link in the description below to jump on a webinar with me and Erik in the very near future. Either way, thanks for hanging out with us. Have a phenomenal rest of your day, and we'll see you on the next episode. Adios.
If you enjoyed this, I got another one you're going to love. It's right there. Click on it. See you in there.
I'm so excited for today's CA Power Player podcast. I'm your host, Cody Askins. We got a special guest. He is back on the channel talking about how to sell life insurance from home. Here's what I love about this person. Okay, I'm telling you, this will be one of the best.